All right, it's Old School from What the Buck coming to you live from Valrico, Florida. After the Buccaneers' defeat at the hands of the Atlanta Falcons in the Dome, we managed to make this game very close despite playing a very poor game overall. Fortunately, special teams and some big plays came into effect and allowed us to keep the game very, very close, despite once again allowing Michael Turner to run through us. Now, the discrepancy in the rushing yards wasn't as significant as it has been throughout the rest of the season, but the keys that we said going into the game were to limit the running game by getting penetration, to gap and wrap. We weren't able to do that on Turner. He still got over 100 yards. I think he ended up with 107, and the Falcons were able to kind of dictate against us at key times during the game. Additionally, Matt Ryan did what Matt Ryan does in the Dome. He was excellent. I think he only threw one pass that legitimately had a chance to be intercepted. Aqib Talib broke well on a skinny post and almost made him pay for it, but couldn't keep the ball in his hands. But all in all, Matt Ryan did what he does, and Tony Gonzalez was the pro. Seemed to always find a spot open in the middle of the zone, which is, one of the weak areas of the defense from time to time. We didn't seem to have an answer for that. We had Rondé underneath him from time to time, Barrett around there occasionally, but Tony Gonzalez kept things open, and Roddy White, even though he got injured, definitely made an impact as well. The Atlanta Falcons busted out heavily. What's nice to see as a Bucs fan, and I'm not going to focus too much on the negative because, to be quite honest, we're at the doorstep there at the end, about to get another fourth-quarter comeback. I got Atlanta Falcons fan around me, and I got to, first of all, send some props out. As a traveling fan, going to Atlanta to watch a game is a great experience, guys. If you haven't had a chance to do it, Saints fans, Panthers fans, get out there. The fans there are terrific. Live in the ATL did stay in touch with me when he told me what was going on. The helmet is in the hands of the president of the Atlanta Bucs fan club, so we'll figure out a way to get that over to you. You won the bet fair and square, and the W goes to the Atlanta Falcons. But I do want to give props in general to the Atlanta Falcons fans and to the Dome for a great football game experience. Made some new friends up there that are Atlanta Falcons fans who hopefully are going to come down here to the Bucs game when you guys come down to Tampa as well. But on the field, this was a huge game for both teams, right? There was a lot of noise going into it with Raheem Morris's quote about us being the best team in the NFC. That fired up a lot of people. There's a lot of chest pounding now that says that we're clearly not the best team in the NFC. I mean, if you're going to make a statement like that, and what's amazing to me is that people have taken that as such an incendiary comment, right? It is a coach motivating his team, pointing at the data, which are the wins and losses. It's nothing more than that, and that's okay. And Darnell Dockett got fired up about it, and then they left with the loss hung on them. You guys got fired up about it, and you left with the W. So you get to pound your chest. Well done. Congratulations. You held serve at home. And I know that I watched Live in the ATL's video, and you said it wasn't a very good game for you guys. And to be honest, I don't know that it wasn't a good game for you guys. You seem to be doing pretty much what you wanted to do. I can only speak from my team's perspective, and we did not play particularly well, and we did come in with a lot of injuries. Not an excuse, just a fact. And still at the end, we had a chance to win that game. We just could not get it done. And so at the end of the day, at the end of the 60 minutes, you guys got the W. I think it was Decode. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. The cornerback who stuck LeGarrette Blount when he tried to bounce that run to the outside, which he shouldn't have done. He admitted it in the press conference, though that final play was I hate the play action to a defensive tackle. It still would have worked. The A gap was open. LeGarrette was supposed to plunge into that, and he bounced it outside. Your boy made the stop, and it was a wrap. That's just the way the ball bounces. So, the keys that we talked about, we said that we needed to take advantage of that 30 pounds we had on you guys per lineman. We didn't. LeGarrette Blount ran tentatively most of the day. We tried to get real crafty with you and put LeGarrette Blount in there, make you think we were going to run with him, and then go into a pass play, and you guys just blitzed right through him, which was the liability of LeGarrette is he doesn't know how to pick up those blitzes like Cadillac does. And you got some good licks on Josh Freeman. One of them caused an interception, which was a turning point in the game as well. Those mistakes are killers for you when you give the Falcons a short field. The defense really has to step up. It was every bit what it was billed to be. So, can I take anything away from the Falcons? No, but that wasn't my intent. Do I want to point at anything around the spots? I know there's a lot of Tampa Bay fans that are bitching about the spot on the pass interference call, which looked like it was legitimately wrong. But this shit happens. The spot on the third down play where LeGarrette Blount looked like he had the first down, those things happen. They balance themselves out. I'm sure there were plenty of spots that went the other way, but since I'm not a Falcons fan, I wasn't fixated on it. So, no, this was the two teams that were tied for the lead in the NFC South throwing punches, throwing haymakers. You guys would throw the punches, think you have us on the ropes, then we'd come back. And it's Spurlock, not Spurlocker, but it's okay. It's not your team. I understand. I can't pronounce your cornerback's name, so it's all good. But as a Bucs fan, and this is now off of that game, right? You guys do what you had to do. I was amazed you came out in a single deep safety set, which you guys were trying to bring pressure, and it was working early. As soon as we were able to adjust, get some protections dialed up, you saw us able to take advantage of it. When he hit Mike Williams on that slant route that went 58 yards for the touchdown, you guys rightfully said, no, screw that. We're getting out of the single deep. We're going into our two deep shell, and that forced us to change a lot of things that we did. It was a good adjustment, and it was very interesting, I thought, at the end of the first half when you guys tried to drive and our defense started to ratchet things up. That's when the fight really started, right? When the score got close, you guys were still trying to score towards the end of the half instead of going ahead. Even though momentum seemed to have swung, trying to get it down there, we got to stop. Then we couldn't do anything as well. It was really interesting because you could feel momentum in the dome shift. And I got to tell you, I don't know if it translated to the television viewing audience, but live, sitting there with a bunch of Falcons fans and some other scattered Bucs fans, it was a hell of a game to be in attendance for in the dome. Now, as a Bucs fan, and this is for the Bucs fans that are out there, I come out of this game obviously sad that we didn't get the win. I thought that we had enough talent to win. I think that we should have been able to get that done. I am disgusted that we could not get a first down in 2 plays in the red zone with a 6'6" quarterback who weighs 250 pounds. I do not understand the logic of using Roy Miller in this fullback when he hasn't been successful at fullback all year long. If we're not going to have a fullback who actually knows how to play the position, then screw it. Don't line up with a fullback, right? Ernest Graham was out this game. His mother passed. Our thoughts are with the Graham family, obviously. But at the end of the day, we knew that going in, right? We know what our goal line set is. And we should have been able to get a damn yard. If you can't get a yard when it counts, you don't deserve to win. That's just the bottom line. If you can't get that yard, the other team deserves to win because they're punching you in the mouth. But as a Bucs fan, I look at this game and I say statistically, we held pretty even. I think the Falcons ended up with 130 on the ground. We were just under 100 because we didn't run the ball very well. But it wasn't a huge discrepancy you'd expect. Across the board, there wasn't. There were more first downs. Obviously, Atlanta owned the first half, but from a score perspective, because of big plays, we were able to keep it close. So we took the big blows, and then we came back, kept it close, gave our team a chance once again at the end to get the win, and we just couldn't get it done this time. But as a fan, I'm excited by what I saw. I saw a young team able to rise up against some adversity in a hostile environment, a very loud dome with headsets that don't work when you're in the red zone, which apparently happened the week before too. And I'm not one of those guys who's going to cry conspiracy. That shit just happens. But, being able to overcome all of those things and still legitimately have a shot to win this game, nothing makes the L feel good. I think Coach Morris said it best, there are no moral victories, and that's absolutely true because it shows up in the L column. But by God, as a Bucs fan, I'm pretty damn proud. And so I think we're going to rebound from this. We got the Panthers this week. You can't overlook anyone, despite the fact that I read today damn near half that team is on injured reserve. I don't know if they're going to be able to field a full 11 guys this week. We got to go back to the chalkboard, figure out why once again we couldn't stop anybody when it mattered. Until right towards the end. It's like, the beginning of the game, our defense can't get things straight. But come after half, when we kicked that onside kick, which, by the way, hell of a challenge, great job by the replay officials. Live, that looked like it was a good onside kick. I thought it was a gutsy call by Coach Morris or Coach Pasaccia, whoever made the call. Connor Barth just had an unlucky bounce as he was trying to kind of cower down over it. Great replay, right call, no beef there. But the defense stood up. Right, and that's when the defense really started playing. But why is it they could do it then? Right, and that's what we've got to go back and figure out now. Ryan Sims was out. We had Al Woods who had signed. I don't think the ink was dry on his contract, and he got in there for probably 15 snaps, I'm guessing. We've got to get this defense shored up. We just got to do it. The pump fake, Mike Ryan threw a long ball down, 9 route down the left-hand side, setting up one of your early scores. You can't bite on those things. We had our safety and our corners bite. 3 guys over there. Nary one of them could cover the guy down the sideline. I think it was Douglas on that one. Might have been Jenkins. I don't know. So anyway, again, all in all, the keys to the game where we were supposed to try and leverage that strength, we couldn't. LeGarrette Blount was tentative. We insisted on running to the right, which we couldn't do all day long. When we ran to the left, we seemed to be able to make headway behind Donald Penn and Larson. And yet we insisted on forcing behind Davin Joseph and James Lee. James Lee did not have a particularly good game, at least anecdotally. I haven't seen the grade outs yet, but it didn't look like he had a very good game. Our defense, from a pass rush perspective, once again gets blanked, no sacks. Styles G. White, who owned the Dome last year with 3 sacks, couldn't get any real pressure. He made the first 2 tackles of the game. Played decent from time to time, but again, we could not get any upfield pressure, and we insisted on taking outside routes to the quarterback, and Matt Ryan's just too smart. He's going to step up underneath that and deliver the ball, which he did all day. And that, again, is one of those areas we've got to learn how to improve. Our blitzing is abysmal. When we send a blitz, it ain't getting home, right? All we're doing is saying we're going to cover you with one less person. It doesn't seem to matter whether it's Rude or Quincy or Gino. The only blitzes that seem to get through were when we send a corner blitz with Rondé or a safety blitz when we send Sean Jones, and they were typically run blitzes, and that's got to change. And then fundamentally, we were fairly decent. I don't think Michael Turner got a lot of yards after contact, but there were some key plays where he did. He just running through arm tackles. One I remember by Geno Hayes when you guys were getting down into the red zone, coming towards my end of the stadium. You got to wrap that cat up, and that's just fundamental want to. So, again, hats off to Atlanta Falcons fans. You guys deserve the victory. I think you guys know you were in a fight. I think you know there's going to be a fight next time. That helmet is yours. I'll get a little sticker like you asked for and get that signed up, and we'll get that over to you. And we'll figure out a bet for the next game. We'll see you hopefully later in the season as we both continue to accumulate some wins. And hopefully we'll go back to the drawing board and figure out what we need to do to make sure when we come out next time we don't come up short. So that's the end of the video. Hopefully this was useful. I will see you guys later this week for a preview of this week's game versus the Carolina Panthers.